Hey, what's going on, guys? Motorsport Garage here. I'm making this video because I'm a part of Colorado. I live in Colorado. This bill that they're trying to pass, 25-003, is affecting me. You know, and let's talk about it. The Second Amendment, right, shall not be infringed upon, right? Everybody see this? Well, let's look up the definition of what infringement exactly means. Okay, here we are. Well, it's not really showing everything. Let's see. Okay, it's doing the same thing. You know what? I know why it's doing that. Infringement meaning. That's what I need. No, not. Okay. Okay, well, you guys get the gist. The action of breaking the terms of a law, agreement, etc. violation. I don't know why it didn't show the full thing. It did before, but now it's not doing it. But anyways, it's a violation, right? Well, let's go back to the infringed. That's in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and this isn't a phony site. This is the archives. It's a government site. Okay, these are your constitutional Bill of Rights. This is what a lawyer would use if he was going to represent you in a court. If you are guilty of something, or at trial, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna try to hurry because I don't want this video to be long. But at the government building where you're able to practice your opinions on this bill, the people that were supposed to be listening to the people of Colorado were just sitting there on their phones playing games, ignoring the people. And now let me mind you, these are people that pay their bills, and without the people of Colorado, the government would not be able to afford, their houses. They wouldn't be able to afford, the luxury of lives that they have. Like, please make it make sense. Why is someone that works in the government making way more than someone who builds houses and, actually contributes to the country of America? I would really love to how that, see how that makes sense for anybody. I don't know. Am I the only crazy one here that thinks that's insane that politicians making more money than your blue collar average Joe? Anyways, the Senate bill 25-003, they're going to make it harder. Basically, the GPW is going to make the law enforcement look like bad guys because they're going to have to press onto their counties and their communities of, well, you have to get a background and you have to do this. And if it's up to the sheriff or certain departments, not everybody gets along. So they could be like, well, Brandon, I don't like you. I had an altercation. I had a thing when I stopped you one point in time. So I'm not going to allow you to get a firearm, even though you have no felonies, you have no crime on your record. You are not able to get a firearm because now it's in the hands of the law enforcement. And I don't know if you know, but a lot of people don't like the law to begin with. And now the GPW is making it more where the people don't like the law. So it's like, Yet you're not helping Colorado, Jared Polis. If anything, you're destroying it more. You're putting it in the dirt more. And I don't remember my Colorado being like this. I've been here since 1993. I was born and raised. I lived in North Glen. I lived in Aurora. I lived in Lakewood. I lived in Westminster. Like, I lived in Golden. Like, Berthoud. Like, everywhere. I've lived everywhere in the state of Colorado almost. Not everywhere, but I lived in a good majority of the states, or not the cities. Anyways, guys, sorry. Um, anyways, this bill is not just impacting me; it's impacting hunters. I have friends that are hunters, friends that are farmers, friends that are, you know, big gun enthusiasts. Like they love their guns. Like me, I don't. I only have guns for protection. I'm gonna be honest with these guys. I have guns for protection. That's about it. Because I'm not a big guy. I can't, three guys break into my house. What am I going for? I'm going for my firearm. I'm going for a firearm. That's why I have one. Let's not beat around the bush. That's why a lot of people have guns is for protection. Because a gun is a lot quicker than dialing 911. And I've lived in some states where I dialed 911 because my life was in danger, and it took them over 30 minutes to get there. Thank God the guy did not have a gun or something that could kill me, but that's a whole incident on itself. But that's how long it took the police to respond to an emergency. Like this person was really threatening to kill me, and I called 911 and I was in fear of my life. And I didn't have my firearm on me because in that state of Illinois, they don't honor conceal carry. You can actually go to jail in the state of Illinois if you don't have your FOID card. And I didn't know what that was. So I just didn't carry my gun with me when I left Colorado to Illinois. I left it in my truck, and that was it. But anyways, because your vehicle is like an extended property of your house. It's basically like your house, so it's an extended property. But this bill right now, it's turning into Illinois, it's turning into California, it's turning into New York, it's turning into Oregon, Washington. They did this in Washington, guys. They actually, I forgot what that was what they did, but they did something similar to Washington. I think they banned semi-automatic rifles in Washington. I have to look that bill up, or the Senate. But anyways, anyone in Colorado, please make a video. Please, I'm begging you, please. Make a video, make your voice heard, and let them know they can't do this. This is infringement. This is spitting on your Second Amendment. You should be furious. And Democrats, I hope you got what you wanted because guess what? Now someone breaks in your house, it's not just affecting us Republicans. And, you know, we should be together. We should stop fighting each other and come together as one and realize, hey, they're messing up in the government right now. They're messing up in the House. Jared Polis is not being a leader. He's being a dictator. So I don't know about you guys, but this is going to affect a lot of people. And if you think that crime rate's going to go down, you are foolish. You are very foolish because it's going to go up. You know why I say it's going to go up? Because the government has a laundry list of the people who own guns. Guess who has a laundry list? Criminals. And guess what? Criminals don't care about these laws. That's why when gun laws are created or firearm laws are created, it's for law-abiding citizens. Do you really think a criminal is going to go into a gun store and do a 3-day, 10-day background check and have his social security, all his information out there, so then it's easier to find him? The guy has warrants. The woman has warrants. Whatever. I don't judge. Man, woman, alien, dog, whatever. I don't care. They have warrants. And they're not just going to put their information out there and, get themselves caught. They're smarter than that. A lot of people think criminals are dumb, but there's a lot of smart criminals out there that know how to play the system. and know how to get around crap and know how to not put their information out there or use stolen identity and a whole bunch of stuff. But that's not the point. The point is this bill is going to affect people like me, people like you, if you own firearms. And if you have semi automatic rifles, guess what? If that gas tube goes out and you have to go buy a new one, well, you better hope you got 12 hours of training and you got the approval from the sheriff or local police department. Oh, and it's not just that. Guess what? You have to, every time you buy a new rapid fire or semi automatic, quote unquote, rifle, you have to renew that every single time. So you have to get the approval and you have to get, all the stuff basically over. I don't think you have to do the training again, but you have to get your information resubmitted to the sheriff's, local police department, whatever. And it's like there's guys that have owned guns for over 40 years, and they know how to handle a gun better than a police officer. They're ex veterans and stuff. But this bill is not going to help anybody, guys. If you're in Colorado like me, you need to make your voice heard because they're spitting on our rights right now, and we pay their bills. I pay Jared Polis's bills. You pay Jared Polis's bills. Anyone who works for the government in the state of Colorado, they work for the people. We, the people. It doesn't get any brighter than that. It's we, the people. You work for the people of the United States of America. This is why the Bill of Rights was formed by the four founding fathers and created in 1751 of December 15th. Oh, 1791. My bad. 1791 of December 15th. But anyways, guys, let's see where we're at. I think we're gonna wrap it up because it's going on. Gonna be a long video. Actually, I still got a little bit more. So what I want to say also is criminals have what they have fully automatic weapons. They have switches. They have bump stocks. Everything you're banning, the criminals have. And if you know the right people, you can get a gun illegally. And you know what's messed up? I'm not gonna cuss because I don't want the video to get monitored or whatever it's called. If you know the right people, though, you can get a gun illegally. And here's the messed up part. It is easier to get a gun illegally than legally. And you know what's messed up more about that? If you have a gun illegally, nobody knows you have it. So it's not on the laundry list. So you're basically trying to turn law-abiding citizens of firearms into criminals. Because who wants someone to have their information so they can come break in and take their AR-15s, their AK-47s, their Smith and Wessons, all types of weapons they have. A lot of people have a lot of guns. Okay? Get over it. That's America. We like guns, we like beer, we like our freedom. If you don't like it, the door's right there. Okay? I'll help you pack. And a lot of people will help you pack too. I'll buy you a plane ticket and you can go wherever you want to go. Anyways, back to the thing. Criminals, and I don't know if you guys heard this, but it's called a 3D ghost printer. And basically what that does is it prints the lower half because it formulates the material for metal. Metal. Yes, I said that. Metal. Where it can make the gun, the lower half. Not plastic, metal. And there's a lot of that stuff on the, black market or wherever. And you could actually get the I don't have a 3D printer. I don't know how to work, guys, but I don't know how it works. But you can get like the textures and all, stuff from other people. And it's just like that if you're buying a gun illegally. You can go to Chicago, Illinois. You can go to downtown Denver, California, New York, anywhere in the ghetto and, where bad people are. And if you know the right people, you can get a fully automatic rifle. You can get a semi automatic. You can get a grenade. You can get anything you want practically. So banning these weapons, or yeah, banning this and doing this and that, I gotta wrap this up, guys. Doing this and that, Jared Polis, you're not affecting anyone. That's a criminal. Okay, stop labelizing innocent people with the criminals. Hold them accountable for their actions and leave us innocent gun abiding citizens alone. Please. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. Seriously, that's all we ask.